Hi, I'm Eli Tadic El Bashalain Lynch, and I'm recording in Jojage, where I usually live on Kanien'kehá:ka territory. Um, I am a Arab writer, a queer Arab writer, who recently wrote the book Not Body, which talks about the experience of living with fibromyalgia, particularly from a trans experience. One we don't often see, as we mostly think, we being kind of the public, the general population, think of fibromyalgia or are told fibromyalgia is something experienced by cis white women. And so this book kind of tries to take a new perspective. Um, so I'll be reading from my book. It's a pink book. The words "not body" are on it. There's a illustration of me from the waist up, wearing a button up. You can see my tattoos, and I'm in a very comfy looking bed with a bunch of stripes and patterns. So yeah, I'm going to start reading. Dear friends, lovers, and in-betweens, I tell you to come over for 2 hours and no more, because I can no longer sleep properly if someone is lying beside me. Cuddling takes up too much energy. I kick the cat out of bed. The sun shines, and I wish we were cuddling in the sun. And we text, you in your office, me in my bed. Sometimes I feel so lazy, I can't imagine my body being worth anything other than waste. I can write exhaustively about my body, but if I'm expecting you to watch, am I looking for belief or for you to see me in pain up on the stage, twirling as you twist me and turn me in ways that make me ache? The world is a stage, or so someone whose name I can't remember said. So why not show you my pretty little disorder and open my body up for all to see? I used to want to be a surgeon, cut and clean, sterilize all the parts and put them back together. Eli Clare says the problem with cure is it depends on a normal, depends on the better used to be. And for some of us, nothing used to be different than now, except maybe a little respect we've lost from cowards too fragile to hold us. The normal I want is the normal I get. The kind of sex where I move nothing but my tongue. The kind of sex where I look at you with desire, standing in the bathroom, door frame with only your underwear on, and my eyes tell a story you can easily read. The responsibility to move from hate to love is a great one, but I'm always up for a challenge. I'll pencil you in for next Friday. We can process how you felt after I told you I lied that one time about wanting to have sex. Let's say a meeting of 3 to 4 hours. XOXO, Eli. Dear friends, lovers, and in-betweens, exceptionalism is the lie we tell ourselves to keep pushing towards an unachievable goal. You sit at the foot of my bed and watch me from your perch, but don't touch me. Just give me that look that says, stay right there. You're not frightened, no, more observant. The cool distance of your body contrasts with the heat in my own. Today, I tried on 6 pairs of pants at the store to no avail. What is the difference even between a size 12 or 24, a size 38 or 40? It's all arbitrary, even though someone tells me if I can fit the length of my forearm in the waist hole, that it should fit. But have they heard about fat? It's not like my arm grows in length when I gain more weight. Half the battle is hoping the weight I gain is in the place deemed appropriate by pant makers. For some reason, they think my ankles are where all my fat should go while my thighs should stay petite. Did you know there's something called a straight size? It's just not a plus size. I'd rather be plus than straight. I'm even too gay for clothing. The lies we tell ourselves so we can get up in the morning. Sometimes I just sleep over at your house so you can help me get up. The number of times a loved one has made breakfast for me is innumerable. How do I redistribute the weight of those acts? I start making mental charts of what is given to me and what I owe, the list growing into an intricate spreadsheet, so long and complicated that I can no longer hold it in my brain. I stop myself from writing it all down in Excel because that's just too much. Of course, I can't consider marriage when I'm lying face first in bed. The only act of anarchy I can perform from this site is refusing to legally tie myself to another. Would you even want to saddle your sack to this old horse? My polyamorous rad politics make me better than you somehow, right? The you who wants to be legally tied, the you that wants a celebration of love, the you who has chosen just one human to raise kids with. We're all hypocrites when we're not looking hard enough. I buy Perrier, which I hate, for one lover, and my other lover tells me it's genocide owned. If you know me, I'm screaming in the streets daily about Zionism. Am I part of the problem when I've shelled out $1 when it was on sale? There are more Palestinians outside their own country than in. There are more Lebanese outside their own country than in. There are more Syrians outside their own country than in. We all come from suffering. Are people separated quickly and efficiently? The way the word efficient sounds good until it's not. I do understand the new difference, the ways our actions can't be changed, the ways the Lebanese government and so many of its people have treated Syrians and Palestinians like dirt. And what of our similarities when our differences are solidified through hate? There's this meme of a frog that has the face of the British flag that asks, Arabs, can you revolt against the Ottomans? And the Arabs, in the form of a mat, say, you promise our independence? We all know where the meme ends. A people split into pieces, Greater Syria divided by a hard line, the border between Syria and Lebanon, the border between Lebanon and Palestine, between Jordan, the creation of that ungodly country I must not name. I don't understand the way your eyes shine when you laugh, sitting on my couch. I don't understand how to tell you this without making me sound creepy. The summer fades into winter in a deadening way, except for the sun, those fall sunsets, the deepest pink, the deepest purple, the most orange golden hour, the most painful emission of light. You text me about the fish you caught in your net, fish sliminess in the palm of your frozen hand, the dew sitting on the tops of the blades of grass, just between day and night, the crickets fighting to see who can be the loudest. The texts I receive always make it into poems, so watch out what you say. XOXO, Eli. The fatigue. I've been tired all week, so I figured I'd read the fatigue. The fatigue is just fatigue. It sprays my body like a numbing agent. Say the way I sleep might not be working. Say the way I eat might not be working. Hope to God the meds start working. The other day, she said, you need firmer boundaries. Sometimes this looks like an earlier bedtime. Fuel your body with hope that something might change. Like a bowl of rice steaming, put it in your mouth and huff, too quick, too impatient. But if nothing changes, keep moving. A challenge is only a challenge once you stop trying. No, I mean, a challenge is always a challenge when your body doesn't work right. What is right? They only say the right side of history when a few decades have passed. Someday we will look back and see much of the same. Say thank you for your friends and the family that stay in touch. Was it challenging? Everything is changing. The fatigue is just fatigue until it's not. All right, so I'm just going to read one more. Oops, I totally had this before. Okay. Dear friends, lovers, and in-betweens, the resemblance is uncanny. Are you two related? There's just something in your dark eyes, the way you both stare. Endlessly, you're asked about your relationship, what you are to each other and what you aren't. Shame to be an in-between, the ways you can't quite articulate your proximity, your distance, the bits that feel just right. You anticipate more questions, but they never come because there's something so alienating about the two of you together. People don't like what they can't understand. In the 80s, my mother traveled far away from home, and because she did well in English classes, she felt ready for this new adventure. But a new world is never like an old world. Every intonation different, every gesture of approval or disapproval switched. The pain showed up in her arm years later, and she didn't quite understand the connection, but I told her it was there. Or is she onto something? Maybe nothing makes sense. I'm trying to fabricate meaning from nothing. I try to piece together pain and cause. It's always a relief. Oh, I try to piece together pain and cause as though it could ever lead me to cure. When I feel less pain, it is always a relief. When I feel less depressed, I could almost bounce off the wall. It's midnight, but I still want to hang out. I text a few people, tell them it's not a booty call. Don't worry, I promise. We had to climb Mount Royal and sit around talking until the sun rises. I take several drops of CBD and lean deep into the green grass. Oh, wait, had I said it was winter? Okay, wait, actually, we're in my bed again, and I take several drops of CBD and lean in deep into my cushion topped bed. You smoke a bit outside of my room because I hate the smell of it, and we joke about nothing. When you're ready to sleep and we turn off the lights, I keep talking and you laugh, tell me to shut up. But of course, you're on board, and we laugh until sunrise, getting out of bed to watch it, each with a blanket over us like little body tents. As the sun rose up, you started speaking a language foreign to both of us, moving it around in your mouth gently at first, then quickly. You surprised me with the agility of your speech. What you said, I couldn't remember, but your mouth moved in such a pleasing way. Your affect blurred with this new language, some new creation of your mouth, the spit moving around, the click of your tongue against your teeth. I sat there and you talked about nothing, and we stayed that way for hours. This time is almost like that, but not quite. The sense you make is abundant. I realize I know you better with every sunrise. The irony is this the irony is that this has never happened, drifting between awake and a dream, but a poem might still will it into existence. I'll paint a beautiful scene, watch it gleam and shine, present the perfect sentence, and everything might be all right. It's like trying to get out of bed. If I visualize it enough, one day it'll happen. I'm getting out of bed. I'm getting out of bed. I am getting out of bed. I pick my head up. I am getting out of bed. I'm getting out of bed. I'm getting out of bed. I elevate my torso. I'm getting out of bed. I am getting out of bed. I am getting out of bed. I swiggle. I swivel my legs off the bed. I'm getting out of bed. I am getting out of bed. I am getting out of bed. I am getting out of bed. I sit up straight. I'm getting out of bed. I am getting out of bed. I am getting out of bed. I get up. XOXO, Eli. Thank you.